Overwatch 2 is officially dead, and this is how Blizzard killed it. It's November 1st, 2019. The Anaheim Convention Center, BlizzCon, the same month that COVID broke the world. It was a 2-day event where fans from all over the globe would join together to bear witness to the great unveiling of not just one game, but two, Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. A day that would forever be immortalized in the grand texts of history. A day that would stand the test of time. And a day that forevermore will be the day that all Overwatch fans will join together in remembrance, raise their hands in solidarity, and speak the divine words. Those words, fuck you, Blizzard. Like, seriously, fuck you so hard.
We recognize we haven't communicated well, haven't kept you up to date, and honestly, we've let you down when it comes to delivering Overwatch content.
2019 was a rough year for Blizzard. Their revenue was down 13%. The most disappointing expansion in WoW history was slapping its dick all over the innocent faces of its fans. And when that was too boring for them, Blizzard decided to silence a certain protest, just for a little bit of fun. Oh yeah, and then apologize for it because Blizzard love consistency. Not all was bad though. Back in August of 2019, they released WoW Classic, which they didn't even want to do anyway, but the fans really wanted it, like a lot. But Blizzard being Blizzard, they don't understand their fans. They think they do, but they don't. Which takes us back to Overwatch.
Finally!
The year ticks over, January 2020. COVID is starting to creep in all around us.
It's one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine.
Countries around the world have now reported more than 1 million coronavirus cases.
The death toll now worse than China.
The city may have to temporarily bury bodies on public land if they run out of morgue space.
Yo, this is more serious than I thought it was.
The Italian government tonight put the entire country on lockdown.
Victoria will be in lockdown within the next 48 hours.
Pubs and restaurants were ordered to close.
That doesn't mean you can have all your mates round to home and get on the beers. That's not appropriate.
2020 will be the toughest year of our lives.
The pandemic has begun. All we want, all we need is hope. Hope that something great could be on the horizon. And who knew that Twitter, of all things, would hold that hope? The Brazilian PlayStation Twitter account, in a now deleted tweet, declares that Overwatch 2 is scheduled for a late 2020 release on all platforms. Overwatch 2 was on the way. Unfortunately, so was COVID. March 2020. Blizzard closed their doors and all employees are sent home. The work must continue, however. But in a world torn apart by masks and toilet paper shortages, work would not come easy. And all news, all hope for Overwatch 2 vanished. Nothing but radio silence. April 2020. After appearing in a cinematic that was widely praised, the release of a new hero puts the fan base on notice. They had waited 8 months for this new hero, and they had waited patiently. Finally, Echo had arrived, and she was a fucking DPS for some reason. Of course she was. And just like that, Echo would be the last hero of Overwatch 1. Yes, it took them 2 fucking years to release another hero. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get back to the story. May 2020, BlizzCon. For the first time since 2012, BlizzCon is cancelled. COVID was going absolutely ham, and Blizzard had no idea what to do. Overwatch 1 was starting to slow down. Apart from Echo, there was a lack of new heroes, and there were no new maps. Overwatch was becoming a ghost town, and fans were not happy. Could you blame them? Of course not. Blame Blizzard, they make it so easy. Overwatch fans were desperate. With no word from developers, their complaints, their desires, they were falling on deaf ears.
This is not the game that I fell in love with.
Communication was at an all-time low. Blizzard needed a lifeline, so they thought of a plan, an ingenious plan. That plan, an online version of BlizzCon. Wow. Around half a year later, the time had come. February 2021, BlizzCon. This was it. This was the moment. This is what the fans had been begging, crying, pleading for. It had finally come. We all awaited Blizzard's opening words. How would they address the incredible patience and support of their fans? They didn't, really. Couple of screenshots, couple of clips, whatever this is. Oh, and 1,000 broken promises. One of them in particular grabbed my attention. Aaron Keller, the assistant game director of Overwatch, had this to say.
The goal is to make as many as possible. Hundreds of hero missions, hundreds of hero missions, hundreds of hero missions, hundreds of hero missions.
Aaron. The goal is to make a sequel. Just one of them. And you couldn't even do that. I want you guys to remember Aaron. He's a very important character in our story, and so is Jeff Kaplan. We'll get to him in a bit. And so, just like that, BlizzConline is completed. With other games distracting fans from the abysmal lack of content for Overwatch, the team found a slither of time to retreat to the shadows, to go quiet. March 2021. Nothing. Not a whisper from the team. They seem to have escaped stress-free. April 2021. Nothing. Not a whisper from the team. They seem to have escaped stress.
Jeff Kaplan is leaving Blizzard Entertainment.
Jeff Kaplan is leaving the Overwatch team.
Jeff left? Are you fucking kidding me?
Jeff is actually leaving?
It's real?
What?
Stop. That's not true.
And just like that, a fucking asteroid. Big Daddy Jeff, the boss from day one, a Blizzard OG, gone. And with it, a tsunami of rumors, ideas, opinions, and wild takes spread faster than COVID. Everywhere you look, everything you read.
My name is Jeff from the Overwatch team.
My name is Jeff.
Why did he leave? Everyone needed to know the answer.
I mean, sometimes maybe it's like maybe a change of leadership like helps. You know what I'm saying?
But for fans, this was the beginning of the end. A moment of weakness, of uncertainty, of chaos. But it was not the end just yet. Aaron Keller, aka Mr. 100 Missions, would fill Jeff's mighty boots. And soon, things were looking kind of okay. Aaron assured the community that communication between the team and the fans would be the most important priority. He also promised that Overwatch 1 would be getting the attention and support it rightly deserved, and further update cadence was improved. Fans were happy, or at the very least, intrigued. It is still 2021. In a Reddit AMA on the 18th of May, the Overwatch team opened themselves up to questions. A question was soon asked by an innocent Redditor who goes by the name of Bit International 9405. The question was simple. Bit International 9405 asked, will there be a beta? In response, the technical director, Jean Lefleur, had this to say. Almost certainly yes. If I knew when, I couldn't tell you. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Well, John, it seems you have a bit of experience killing things now, don't you? But alas, a beta was on the horizon. Oh yeah! Overwatch fans rejoice. Hope had come once again. But in one swift stroke, Activision Blizzard obliterated it. July 2021. Activision Blizzard are sued by the state of California for a toxic workplace culture. After a 2-year investigation, the state's Department of Fair Employment and Housing issued a statement that Activision Blizzard fostered a frat boy workplace culture. They concluded that this workplace was a breeding ground for harassment and discrimination against women. I won't go into detail about the allegations, but this one specific example will sum it up fairly clearly for you. The lawsuit said that in one case, a female employee died by suicide during a business trip as a result of her sexual relationship with her male supervisor. Before her death, male colleagues allegedly shared explicit photos of the woman. Yeah, let's move on, eh? September 2021. Chaco Sonny leaves Overwatch. Who's Chaco Sonny? I have no idea. But they say he left for some time off. Sure, and I play Saints Row for the story.
Fall in line. Balls. Goat balls.
This would just be a quiet side note amongst the vast array of controversy surrounding Blizzard, and Overwatch fans already losing their minds and their faith began to abandon the game completely. So, yet again, Blizzard were desperate. There had to be an update for the community, and quickly, and the community would get that update. But it was not the update they were expecting. January 2022. Activision Blizzard, the most evil individuals since Diablo, were somehow rewarded for their sins. Greatly rewarded. And that reward was, and I'm not making this up, $69 billion. Microsoft had acquired Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. Well, technically, that's a lot of money, and obviously, money attracts lawyers, so it hasn't been finalized yet. Nevertheless, Microsoft swooped in and took Activision Blizzard for themselves. The reaction to this was quite mixed, as you can imagine. Some people thought that the Microsoft leadership might change things. They also thought at least Microsoft doesn't steal breast milk, which is ridiculously a good point. But some thought paying $69 billion to a company full of sex offenders, game exterminators, and promise breakers was, well, completely undeserved and kind of fucked up. And they're right, but it's $69 billion. So their thoughts don't matter. So how did this impact Overwatch? It literally did not impact it one bit.
It is what it is.
March 2022. After all the controversy and excruciating experience of COVID surrounding it all, people would finally be able to get their hands on Overwatch 2 in a closed alpha, available to streamers and pros. Come on! April 2022. The closed beta arrives. Finally, the wider public gets to have a go at the game they've been waiting to play for 29 months. Well, it was PC only, so only a few got access, but I digress. Reactions were mixed. Some of the changes were absolutely awful. The UI looked disgusting, and the balance was all over the place. That doesn't really matter much for a game that's not even released yet, but Overwatch fans are Overwatch fans. And when they complain, they do not shut the fuck up. So, one new hero, couple of maps, and a big old 2 on that title right there. Unbeknownst to us, this game was nowhere near playable yet, so there was no way that developers would leave it in our hands for long. But they had to keep the hype up somehow. How did they do that? By putting the game in the hands of pros. What a genius idea that was. May 2022, the start of Season 5 of the Overwatch League. Holy shit, this was a mess. Fans were left to watch as the game they had been excited for a stupid amount of time was being played competitively and streamed live for their enjoyment, apparently. The gameplay, though, was not enjoyable. What was enjoyable was how broken the game was. Sojourn was the most dominant character in the league. If you had a good Sojourn player and the other team didn't, you won.
This motherfucker don't miss.
And very quickly, this became incredibly fucking boring. Fans just wanted to play the game already. Enter June 2022. The next closed beta, available on all platforms, is released to the public. Early impressions of the game were varied. Very varied.
This game is as lazy as it gets. Blizzard, what the hell type of game is this?
Some people called it Overwatch 1.1. Some people called it Overwatch 2 be continued. Fuck! And some people called it a bad game.
How are you guys complaining? I fucked up. Fuck! Never mind! This game fucking sucks!
There were some fans who were very pleased and excited, however.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I was one of them. Yes, believe it or not, I was excited for Overwatch 2. And yes, I played both betas. And yes, I liked it a lot. But then, later on in June 2022, they hit us with this shit. Overwatch 2 will be releasing as a free-to-play live service game.
No, God! Yep.
On October 4th, 2022, the wait will finally be over for a game we've been waiting for almost 3 years since its announcement. And it will be releasing as a free-to-play game. September 21st, 2022. Did something good finally happen?
Hell no, to the no.
Jeff Goodman, lead hero designer for Overwatch 1 and 2, leaves the team. All the heroes you love, the ones you play for hours on end, this is the guy in charge of creating them all. And so, October comes around. Overwatch 2 has arrived. It is finally here, and we play it. And people have opinions. Not very original ones, but they have their opinions nonetheless. Us loyal Overwatch fans, we had been patient. And god damn it, we weren't backing out now. Remember Aaron? Mr.
Hundreds of hero missions.
Mr. Empty Promises? Yeah, he had this to say about the October release.
The exciting thing about Overwatch 2 going free to play is that the team is committed to making so much more content than we ever have before.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
And by God, Aaron, did you deliver on that promise. Mythic skins, season passes, broken heroes. Congratulations, Aaron. You really smashed it out of the park on this one. But hey, at this point, the more devoted fans, including myself, were admittedly having a fair amount of fun playing Overwatch again. We were getting used to 5v5. Dallas Fuel was winning the Overwatch League, and everything seemed to be going dandy. November 2022. Ramatra is released. That trailer, god damn, I'm so hype. Imagine being able to play this guy in PvE. Man, I can't wait. April 2023. Lifeweaver came out. I wish he didn't. I don't know how you go from Ramatra to Lifeweaver, but I don't understand a lot about what Blizzard do. And I definitely did not understand this. May 17th. 2023, the moment you've all been waiting for. The official Overwatch YouTube channel releases a video. It has a very innocent title, very vague title. Most fans probably did not watch it for that very reason, which was the point. This was the most disrespectful announcement in gaming history. So what did they announce? The PvE content of Overwatch 2, the entire reason for Overwatch 2's existence, has been cancelled.
We can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And to be perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for many of us and a lot of folks on the team who've poured their heart and soul into that stuff.
And that was the history lesson. So if you
don't know, now you know. Nope.
This video is long enough, so I won't go too deep into my thoughts. But if you've made it this far, I seriously really appreciate it. There are just a few closing thoughts I have about all this. I am a PvE player first. It is more aligned to my interests, and in my opinion, it is just more interesting and creative. I was so excited for the PvE, and I am so cut that it's not happening. What I am most cut about, and I don't think many people are addressing this, is how disrespectful the announcement was. Rather than be honest and communicate with your loyal fan base that have been waiting for a feature you promised for 3 fucking years, you bury one of the most critical announcements in Blizzard history into the back end of a video. Matt Morello, a fucking legend in the Overwatch community, has to just sit there and smile and appease you assholes because you are too coward to just speak into a webcam and do it yourselves. Unbelievable. Look, I don't actually blame Aaron. I don't blame Jared. I don't like them, but I don't blame them. This was not their fault, but it was their responsibility to communicate this way earlier and in a more respectful and transparent manner. Aaron articulated in many ways how this was a hard decision and based on the importance of delivering content to a player base in a timely manner. It's therefore hard to split resources on practically 2 different games, with one of them already being live as well. However, the way he phrased it sounds to me like he was saying the players were pressuring the developers into putting more focus on Overwatch 1, which would then put Overwatch 2 and its PvE in jeopardy. So Aaron, either decide to continue Overwatch 1 or make Overwatch 2. If you can't do both, don't do both. It's that simple. But you can't put the blame on the players for wanting to see updates on your promises. It's just not fair. Don't make the promises in the first place. For someone who talks so much shit about communicating with the fans, don't pull this kind of crap. Stop trying to hide. Just come out and say it. Start a dialogue. You made an absolutely massive mistake. Just own up to it. Not having enough resources and time is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to communicate the fallout and not hide behind an Overwatch League caster like a little bitch. I am never going to play Overwatch ever again. Sure, this announcement is a factor, but I just don't have enough energy to commit to Overwatch anymore, especially when it looks like it'll never change in the way that I had hoped. This team is so damn talented. I love this team. I really hope some of you are able to make something that you are deeply proud of. And despite what I've said, I love you in a way too, Aaron. It's a really hard job you've got, man. You've done really well. So yeah, this is it. I loved Overwatch, but I just can't do this anymore.
This is how Overwatch should feel every goddamn day, dude.
This is me.
Let's go, dude!
Okay, I gotta stop laughing. I'm going straight to hell.
What's going on, guys? It's Frito here for your Overwatch.
I can't fucking believe. I swear. No. I'm so sorry.
Cross.
Fucking a ragdoll, bro.
이너 들은 된다.
I cannot believe it. I cannot
Believe what I'm seeing. Pelican gets the nano boost. Another! And kills everybody.
The headshot after headshot after headshot.
No!
It was sick, dude. The golden age of Overwatch.